Hey everybody, it's time for Tricksters with Treats, Halloween fun that's being brought to you by Martina from the Secret Craft Room, Monica from Up All Night DIY, Dawn from Shabby Neat Bling, and Morena from Morena's Corner, as well as all the others in the playlist, which I hope you will go down and check them out. Let's get started, shall we? I'm going to make a trinket box. This is from Amazon and it's really cute, but I really need different size areas to put things in. I have an idea and I hope that you will like it too. I have this craft box that I got with some scrapbooking supplies, and just as an FYI, I really don't do scrapbooking, but I like the things that I can get from them. And the box is really great for what I have in mind today. So I'm going to cut off the lid and I'm going to size it to be the shelving spaces within the box. Just remember, measure twice, cut once, and I still get it wrong, but you got to try, right? So that is my little saying for you. I got that from my dad. Anyway, so the best way I found of putting in the shelving spaces was to take masking tape and put it on the end of the spaces that you want to attach. So at the joints areas. And you can see here, I'm talking about the shelf and then the space, the wall, if you will, of the box itself. Now, this masking tape for some reason was really sticky, and I really wanted to make sure that it adhered well. Now, one of the things I want to say that really needs to happen is you want to make sure that the masking tape is flush against the box and the shelf, and it really needs to be at a right angle. Otherwise, you're going to have curves in your corners. And maybe this will be a better angle. I tried different angles with filming this so you could see it. This was the best one I could come up with. And what you would do is take the piece that you're going to attach and put masking tape on the sides that are going to be the joint, on both sides of it. That way you have some strength and structure. Then I took some modeling paste to cover up the corrugation on the cardboard. I also used it to cover where the tape and the cardboard met. That way it sort of blended in, and it really helped when I painted it. I spray painted it with a metallic black paint, and it turned out fine. So while that other part is drying, I'm going to make some pieces that I want to put into the box. And I have air dry Sculpey clay, which is really fabulous. I love how this stuff works. You can smooth it out. I'm using a silicone mat here or a silicone, I don't know what that's called now that I'm thinking of it. Oh my gosh, here it is. Why is it when I do voiceovers, I constantly forget the names of things. Anyway, this thing was something I got from Pet Rescue. I had to buy one of this, and I saved it. And I'm using it to create a cauldron. Now, here's the finished piece. Let's see which way am I going to use it. I struggled with that for a little while. So I took the pieces that I made and sort of auditioned them to see which one I liked better at whatever. Where was I going to put things? How was I going to put it? Now here's the things that I put in that I don't think everybody uses these for the same way I do. They're supposed to be for scrapbooking. These are attachments that you put on paper. They're pumpkins, spiders. I got some kitty cats. I'll do some close-ups so you can get a better look at them. And I add these in, but the magical part are the cats. The cats, I had to paint them all black because I wanted them all to be black. because there's a little item inside that I'm going to be attaching that sort of, I took over this whole thing. I used some metallic gold to splatter on the backs and the side of my box. I really think it added some character. It gave it some depth. I think if you leave it just black, it's sort of whatever. It just doesn't look as nice. I used my leftover gold paint to put in some depth on my witch's broom, which I made out of clay. So here's one of the things I liked about using scrapbook paper. They have beautiful paper. I love some of the things that they come out with. But I have a ton of it because every year I go out and I see it and I'm like, oh, I need this. But I don't scrapbook, but I love the papers. I make junk journals. So, of course, I guess you can tell that this is my genre, I suppose. So I took the paper, they have cardboard embellishments, and I placed them in different areas. I think it's really kind of cute to look at this in real life and see most of it is in the bottom third, or the very bottom and the side. Now, that particular sign is about adopting, it's like a rescue. You send out your familiars, or you get your familiars. So I made this out of popsicle sticks and craft sticks. And then I stained it with some distress oxide, as you can see on my fingers. I used the brown bottles. I didn't put anything in them. I just put Tracy Fox labels. I shrunk them down to about 20%. And then the other ones, I used things like distress spritz that has mica inside of it. I also did some paint, and then I did glue with some of the spiders that I had in that group of embellishments that I had. And then I glued them all onto this shelf. Now, the shelf is broken on purpose because that's the look we're going for. See, that's the mica powder. And the cork tends to, those are the spiders, the cork tends to break down in this weather that I have. And so one of them I had to adhere some glue to the top to make sure it stayed there. We do what we can. And then I was just careful with the others there, because you never know when the cork is going to deteriorate. You have to be careful. Okay, so this is a bunch of 3D pumpkins that I got from one of my miniature friends, and I glued a skeleton head on it, and then I decided to put a bunch of kitty cats on top of it. Now, the sign in there talks about, adopting or finding homes for familiars, and I just thought that was adorable. So in here, you can see the little cat is all over the place. I made a fire, or a pretend fire, for the cauldron. I put some skeleton beads in there. I happen, for some reason, have a lot of skeleton beads. Yeah. And then one of the beads, I was able to put a dowel into it and then paint it so it looked like it had a candle. And I'm going to bring one over to show you. I attached a piece of thread to the top and then painted it. It's going to get clear soon at some point. There it is. And it really turned out really clever. I love these beads. These beads were really good. And I'm going to use them in an area that I have a fairy, I forgot what they're called, but it's a piece of jewelry that goes, and she's going to be in between the two candles. Now I had to attach the little skeleton down, and now you can see the pumpkins are going to go right there with the kitties. Now, there are kitties in other areas in here. There's a place for your brooms. There's an area for for the seances. So there's this Madame Leone. I think that's who it is. It's from the haunted house in Disney. And it's a glass bead that I put some cotton and a miniature picture inside. And then I made the table, and I'm going to put the table into the interior here. So here is Madame Leonie's table that I made out of cardboard. I have a glass bead that has a big enough hole in it that I was able to put some cotton and a picture of a spooky lady. I think it came out really nice. I hope you do too. Please look for the kitty cats as we go through each room. If you've enjoyed watching the playlist, and of course all of the hosts as well as my video, please give a like and comment. That helps the algorithm for everyone. I would also like it if this was inspiring, or you just found somebody new you'd like to watch some more of my videos, to subscribe and hit the bell. So there's the onus of all the black cats. It's the Black Cat Humane Society placing familiars. I just thought that was so clever. And there are black cats everywhere. What can I tell you? So I had fun making this. I hope you had fun watching. And I hope to see you in the next one.